What?
songs and that's it. That boy took off.
What my name is?
Listening for a little bit. You know, wild on that.
Shorty?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that shit.
Yeah, he was on well enough.
And the other motherfuckers that really get on that shit came through. Sent that boy back to Atlanta.
ATL, hope.
I think him and Lil Duval had beef for a while.
For some reason,
I think they got to a fight or something like that.
I mean, they both kind of same lane.
Yeah.
I mean, Charleston Mike knocking out Island boys. I see.
Some niggas wanted to make love so bad.
Which
I was like, them niggas want to do some gay shit right now.
Oh, and I ain't want to bring that up on the pod about the Kobe, like you seen the debates about the Kobe T-Mac shit? They acting like people wasn't really having them debates in real time back then, bro.
Yeah, ain't that what's name that's flashing out on that? Ain't that T having a problem with that conversation?
It might have been T. I know Nick Young did.
Young, that's what it is. Wrong person, my bad.
No, I think T did too though.
Did it?
Yeah, I think he did too. But I know Nick Young flashed out on him because he was like, I'm like, nigga. I'm like, you a little older than me. I know I was having them arguments with niggas when I was in junior high, so it was obvious. It was for sure a debate during that time, like, because I'm like, I was on Kobe's side, but niggas was always on T-Mac's side, and I'm like, it really happened.
I mean, and even, I mean, if you want to be honest, even Cole talked about that. He said, man, the one person that really put me on my ass was T-Mac.
T-Mac.
Yeah.
So he had to go in the studio and then jump some bars and get some work out there. He had to go do that work to get to where he can blow by T-Mac.
And nigga Gil asked them, he asked Ron Artest, he asked Ken Martin, he was like, hold on y'all, he's like, these niggas, he's like, I said it, that it was a debate. He said, these are niggas that was there playing. He asked each one of them what people were saying back then. Nigga, Ron Artest said, for about 3-4 years, people was arguing if T-Mac was better than Kobe.
Yep.
I'm like, that's it. And they asked Ken Martin, the same, he said, yeah, it was debates.
Matter of fact,
nigga, they say that he was. It just said it was debated.
Matter of fact, in the area they talking about, in the year they talking about, T-Mac when he was in Orlando.
That's it. That's
in the first two years, I think, in the Rock.
Houston. That's it.
That's
it. It was like 2000 to like 2004.
That's it.
This shit was still weird to me. I ain't gonna hold you,
bro. And that's why I posted that. I hate to call that a meme because that's not necessarily a meme, but it is. It's okay whenever something's not like a funny thing that you posting, but it's like a post. It's not like an inspirational thing. What would you call that?
It's not funny, but it's not inspirational.
I mean, sure you can just say it's just a post.
No, it's just a post. You know what I'm saying? That's my old ass though. I'm always just saying that. Yeah, post.
But I mean, it's the post that said the wild thing is Kobe gave all these same people their flowers.
Yeah,
which is the truth.
Absolutely.
It's the God's honest truth. And most importantly, I just hate that we wait until now to have these discussions because we knew then that if y'all wasn't like that. Don't get me wrong, TJ. I mean, let me say TJ. T-Mac.
That's okay.
T-Mac was,
but shit.
T-Mac was nice, bro.
Yeah.
T-Mac was nice as fuck. Brandon Roy was nice as fuck.
Yes.
Melo was nice as fuck. Kobe said Melo was
the hardest to guard.
The hardest to guard. Kobe only gave that title to 3 niggas. Brandon Roy, Melo, T-Mac. That's it. And people trying to put Vince Carter in that conversation, but bro, Vince wasn't.
Talent-wise, he was he was probably number 1, but basketball-wise, he ain't.
I always say the difference in the work ethic was Kobe and Vince. It's like the talent was through the roof with fucking Vince, but Kobe put in all that extra fucking work.
I think Vince was too nice. I just think he was nicer. He was a nicer guy. I feel like if he was as mean as Kobe and them, or just a little bit, you couldn't guard that nigga, bro.
Then be looking for trouble.
Actually, I said this. I said I wanted North Carolina Vince. I didn't want Raptors Vince.
Shit, I wanted Raptors Vince. I ain't want that New Jersey Vince.
Nah, Jersey Vince wasn't.
I mean, that's when his shot was. That's when he was getting buckets. but he ain't had that same. He ain't had that dunk. Like when he was dunking and flying through that, that's this. That nigga. That's what I wanted.
I still got that jersey somewhere at the house too. I don't know where that bitch at.
Well, I don't know, but niggas take it. But I'm like, bro, I was like, I wasn't there, but I was watching. But I know what niggas was saying when Shaq was killing everybody in the playoffs. Then my daddy and them was like, Shaq. Yeah. Kobe was cool, but nah, nigga, Shaq.
Yeah.
They averaging 30 and 15 in the finals.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you know what's so crazy? I watched the.
We go with the promo, TJ.
Yeah, we can go.
Oh shit! I didn't even know.
I'm getting them now though.
Oh damn.
Me, I ain't do nothing. But it was. Yeah, I forgot about to say.
Appreciate that look on Twitter too, TJ. Damn.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I was like, oh, hold up. Opportunity.
Truth be told, I've been off the timeline. I've been more on Instagram lately.
There's scary shit going on out there.
Gilly, that's what it was. Gilly was talking about how when Shaq was in the playoffs or the Lakers in the playoffs, it was Shaq. And when Kobe came in, he wore a Robin uniform.
Yeah.
And he was Robin to to Shaq's Batman. He was backing up Eddie George. She said no disrespect to Eddie George, but LeBron wouldn't have picked up Eddie George's jock strap. Like, bro, like LeBron came in as always as Batman. He always came in as that. And I was thinking about that. I was like, well, shit. I mean, yeah, Kobe did sit on the bench for like 2 years, backing up Eddie George. Eddie Jones. I'm like, damn, this all right. But to go back to what you said, Kobe made that shit look easy because he worked out so much. Mm-hmm. His work ethic, like you said, was just amazing. He put in the extra 5,000 shots. He put in the extra work before and after practice. He showed you what you can do with peak concentration and peak talent. And he made it work.
The nigga already super talented, but he just had to get his time to grow into that. Yeah, he grew into it at 20 early, like 22 or 23. But shit, nigga, like
he came in at 18. You know, people forget that.
Yeah, so people it's just like people just act like Kobe at 22 or 23 was Kobe at 19, 20, 20. I'm like, no, dog. He grew into that. Y'all act like them years didn't. That's all people talking. They like we talking about these first like them like 2000, 2003 years when he was turning into Kobe. Like yeah, he was growing.
As soon as 0506 hit.
That's why
as soon as Shaq, yeah, the 506 was different. But as soon as that was the start of like, oh, this is one-on-one. This nigga is you can't guard.
But see, that's why I hate that conversation with Chicago. Everybody only speaks about those 6. They don't speak about those years.
Because those ones that matter. We
I mean,
to do this today, man.
I mean, but see, that's the problem. Jordan came in at 85.
Yeah, so 86, 87, 88,
90, 91. Matter of fact,
I'm not taking nothing away from this, but let's just act like them years. Can we act like them other years for anybody happened? Because they'll talk about all LeBron years. Yeah. They'll talk about last year. The nigga was 40. They'll talk about him at 18. They'll talk about him at 22.
It's on you, man.
I mean, bro, I love that having conversation because people forget that nigga in 88, 89. In 89, that nigga wanted to leave. He said, if I don't get no help, I'm gone.
In the basketball circle, the old heads be like, oh, he went, like every year he was in the finals. Like,
yeah, bro, like that shit was whack, bro.
Like
that shit
was.
That shit dumb.
He was in the finals a hell of a lot and often. But it wasn't every year.
That shit stupid because nigga in 85 motherfuckers didn't get that, 86 motherfuckers didn't get that, 87 motherfuckers didn't get that. He was getting beat by the fucking Celtics. I mean,
they call this nigga the greatest player of all time after 3 rings. I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, bro, that shit legit crazy.
He was the greatest. That's what people they acting like this. They acting like media stuff, propaganda didn't happen.
Oh man!
After 3 rings, Michael Jordan was the greatest player ever.
Oh,
Kareem had 6 MVP, 5 MVPs. Magic had 5, 3 MVPs.
One.
Magic, Larry won 3 MVPs in a row.
Yeah.
But they picked Michael Jordan. Now he was the best. He was amazing. But can we talk about the whole? I like talking about the whole story. But we can talk about it as first 3 years, next five. We can talk about it like that and then cover the whole spectrum. That's all
I'm not mad.
that's all I be saying.
That's why I hate having that conversation with
'Cause
strictly Bulls fans.
Cause they
We don't want to talk about this shit.
Niggas wasn't talking about Kobe from 04 to 08
Shit, no.
with no Pau Gasol.
Shit,
Oh
no.
Lord, yeah, ain't nobody say. We was like, yeah, Kobe was a hell of a player, but he wasn't nobody winning nothing. And Kobe wasn't winning nothing. He wasn't even sniffing close to no playoffs.
He was getting put up.
No finals.
Put out the first.
Utah and
Yeah, losing in the first round, he just beat down.
Like, come on, bro. Like,
But then they'll say, oh, he ain't had no help. But then LeBron, he gets to the finals and lose. Oh, he should have won.
Well, he should have won. He should have fucking won it.
Same team, bro.
Nigga it's got 4 other fucking players on the goddamn team.
I
Like, what we
can't
talking
wait
about?
till I get to do a real debate with somebody. Like one day I'm gonna set. So we need to set. I'm gonna set up a real debate. Like I'm gonna let them take their time. We're gonna both do our
I know
research.
exactly who you call.
I'm gonna let them talk. Like we're gonna argue. We're gonna debate players.
I
But
know
we're gonna
exactly
debate the
who you call.
whole
We're shooting
thing.
it.
Yeah,
We
of course.
are shooting.
I can do the code.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I can't just. I ain't gonna. I don't have to just debate for LeBron. Like I can do it from anybody's side. Like if people want to say, if I can say Magic was the best player, I can debate that. That's how.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I'm saying. I
but
can
see, that's a
debate that.
legitimate argument.
Yeah, but I can debate it. Some people just say, no, you ain't. I'm like, I can show you and tell you exactly why this man can be
Look,
number
man,
one.
I got Vizio. I mean, I can go to
The thing that
to
really like
statistics.
that tripped me out is the fact that they'll be like, like I heard you saying 05, 08. It was like, oh man, what about all those years Kobe was getting put out of the playoffs? And somebody pulled up the list. It was like 05 Pistons. 05 Spurs, 06 Mavericks, and then it was like 07. 07 was the Celtics, and then 08 was somebody else. But it was pretty much all those teams he lost to. They won the NBA championship.
Yeah, one time.
So it's like it's not like he just got put out by the
In
fucking
fact, Spurs twice, to be honest.
Grizzlies or no shit like that.
Spurs twice because it was Ginobili, Parker, and Duncan.
Alright, we gotta go because it's not.
So this on Bug, man.
Yeah,
He started that
yeah,
shit.
yeah, it was.
He waited too. Look, them motherfuckers right there.
Whoa.
Hey,
Oh,
that's strictly my bad. That's my fault.
I mean, when you tell the truth, I mean, what?
No, niggas is telling the truth though. I love it. Welcome back to another episode of The Perspective Podcast. I am your host, Marty Lee. This is episode 67 of The Perspective Podcast. It's the best podcast banging through your speakers. You better believe that. Over there to my right, my dog Tevin Hinton in the building. T with a dude.
Yo, what up, fam?
How you living, man?
I'm living good.
I know that's right. Oh, PrePod production. We had a discussion. You are.
I'm just saying. Shit.
all the way down there in the front, in the purple. My dog Boog. What's happening, man?
Lucky number 7 in the building, bro. What's happening, bro? I'm in here, man.
Hey, man, I love it. Right here in front of me is my dog, Taj and Jamal. What it do, man?
Thirsty. What's happening, man? What's happening?
Hey, man, you know what it is. Tuesday night, you know what I'm saying? Strange day. But, you know, it is what it is. I find it kind of funny how the rest of the country's like, oh, my God, it's so fucking hot. And it's like, we've been dealing with the heat.
All right.
But
This is a little Tuesday for us.
exactly, like, it's just another Tuesday.
Well, I mean, I was out there going through it today too. God damn.
As always, we are recording live from Collective Studios, Studio E to be exact. Make sure you tune into our YouTube channel. Subscribe, comment, like, do all that good stuff that I want to stop begging for.
Just let it come naturally, y'all now.
Yeah.
Okay? Y'all know the deal.
Collective Studios 318, that is the YouTube page. Over there on Instagram, the.perspectivepod. That is the Instagram. I want to shout out to Hall. Hall spit out that drink halfway through that 50 skit. That was pretty fucking funny. I'm not even gonna lie.
Man, I still tripped out on like how that shit clicked when I realized who the fuck he was. And I was like, no, okay, I do remember.
I know you know.
Oh man, I did tell my mom. My mom was like, yeah, I do remember that little boy. I was like, hey, grown now. Like, shit.
Small world, man. This is really a small world, but that's what the community is.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 67 of the Perspective Podcast, fellas. We kind of went over our weekends in pre-pod. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. One more time for T. Happy birthday, my dog, you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
And we got another birthday coming up here in a matter of about what, week and a half?
Yo, shit, nah. Next Thursday, we get 2 days in this
Let's
bitch.
go,
man.
Big
40, man.
Big 40, big 40.
I might buy a 40-ounce malt liquor that day.
40 water.
English. Old English.
Yeah.
If I see with that, I swear to God, get out your hand.
I'm gonna stay at home then.
I'm gonna get you an IPA just for you. Boom. We
Go.
go.
40 ounces.
That was for you, brother. Yeah, most definitely, man. So, fellas, we're gonna go ahead and get some of this serious shit out the way because, as I hinted to, this might have been 2 episodes ago. There was some serious things popping off in the world. Things have continued to escalate in between Iran versus Israel, and so pretty much what I know because I try to censor myself from watching so much stuff on the internet. So a lot of the stuff that I really don't want to see, just to protect my mental health. But it is important for me to stay tuned in and locked in to what is going on in the world for the most part. Israel is still sending bombs and shit like that and firing missiles and all that artillery over to Iran, unfortunately. And then Iran responded. And then I think all of Black Twitter was over there like, we don't need to jump in that shit
at all.
And sure enough, what did 47 do?
He jumped into it.
Jumped right into that shit.
Right in that bitch.
As soon as I saw on the timeline, he was saying that, sources
say
close to the White House, they were saying that 47 was meeting with the Prime Minister from Israel. I was like, yep, it's about to happen.
Yeah.
So, TJ, I know that you tend to be locked in with a lot of these things here as you are the adult in the room. So, what are your thoughts, man?
My biggest problem is that 47 is still treating running this country as if it's a fucking reality show. Even with what it was, his ceasefire call yesterday that he said he gave, oh my God, I think it was Israel 12 hours, and then he gave Iran 6. I can be wrong. It might be flipped the other way, but either way it goes, supposed to be dead within 24 hours. But motherfuckers kept on going. Boom, 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 boom. He put out this big ass post on his Truth social media network, and one of the things that I was highlighting looking at is him saying that the 12-day war is ended or whatever. And it's just like, why are you wanting to like name something during a period of like your time here, and you jump up here throwing your own bullshit up in here in the process. So again, I'm tired of being a part of like just historical events, yo. Like I'm tired of every other year, if not every year at this point. Like it's something happening, something new going on. It's just like, yo, bro, can we please just stop for a second? And nobody's on board with this. Even like people that are in heavy support of Trump and what it is that he's doing, they're not on board with any of this. You know what I'm saying? They're just watching like this big spectacle go down and just saying like, all right, hold up. And all this shit is happening within 6 months. Like 6 months. This has been a crazy 6 fucking months of him just doing some shit, saying some shit, acting out on some shit or whatever. I mean, we mentioned it a couple weeks ago with the whole him and Elon falling out thing, which looked to be inevitable at the point.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But since then, Elon came back on this J. Cole shit. Hey man, I'm sorry, my bad. I ain't mean to do all that. But now I'm like, you sit out here out on some shit, nigga. We all saw that tweet.
Yeah, we all saw
it. So it's too late to back out on it now.
You seen it?
You know what I mean? So
maybe it's saved.
literally screenshot and everything, just forward it out there. But thoughts and prayers. That's all I got, man. Y'all be safe. Take care of your shit. Fuck him as always.
Yeah.
Like just stop treating shit like it's a reality show, bro. It's like there's some people's lives here that you're fucking with, and we're legit been on the brink of World War III for years and years and years. But I swear, like right now, it's looking much more close than ever.
Yeah. That's what, and then one other part I forgot to add into all this over the weekend, Saturday, during the College World Series, the U.S., they sent like several B-2 bombers over to Iran, and they dropped, I believe it was multiple bombs, and they called the bombs the MOP, M-O-P, and that stands for something, but they dropped MOP bombs. But there's a certain page that I follow on Twitter, and I get their alerts because it's a one of like those breaking news things. And then the tweet said the United States is sending several B-2 bombers over to Guam, and I was like, what the fuck does Guam have to do with anything? But I was like, all right, whatever. And then I just went to go do my thing throughout the day. Then whenever I came back to the internet, that's when it was like the U.S. bombed Iran, but it's like those bombers that went to Guam was like a decoy. So that whole thing, that's one thing, right? And then I just don't like how a lot of the U.S. war plans and things like that, those were literally just getting out.
Yeah.
Like they
Oh,
literally
yeah.
just talked about how, those that were going to Guam, those were a decoy, and the U.S. sent these fighters to kind of intercept anything before. It's sloppy. It's all sloppy.
It's nasty.
It's sloppy. So like TJ said,
ugly.
Boy, yeah, I wanted before you get off, I want to see what a mock bomb was. It's a massive I can't even talk today. Ordnance penetrator. Basically, it's about 30,000 pounds and 20.5 foot long.
And it drills.
Yeah, it drills.
Yeah.
That's wild shit.
And then what that was supposed to do, it was supposed to neutralize like 3 of Iran's nuclear sites, but
Just go all the way down.
But satellite images showed like days prior that Iran was moving vehicles out of that facility, and then 47 got on the TV or timelines or whatever, and he was like, these their nuclear sites have been decimated, and then 36 hours, 40 hours, maybe even 42 hours later, Iran is sending missiles right back to Israel. So it's like
they knew about it beforehand. I mean, it's basically a big ass stage play of the worst reality show in the world's history.
Yeah.
And all this is just basically showing people, hey, we're doing this. This is happening. We're doing this, but they all behind it, just controlling the scene.
Yeah. So. Like TJ said, thoughts and prayers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. Hopefully, we are able to figure this out. I was talking with my moms, and I was like, moms, because my mom's is. I'm not gonna say how old she is, because she'll probably kick my ass. But you know, I was like, yo, like, I've pretty much got here at the end of the Gulf War. I saw the quote War on Terror. Well, I saw 9/11. Then I saw the War on Terror, Hurricane Katrina. I saw the earthquake over in Japan, the earthquake down in Haiti, the pandemic. Well, the COVID pandemic and Ebola, and then 2 recessions. You know what I'm saying? And I can go on.
Historical events, y'all.
And you're not even 40 yet.
I'm not even 35.
You know what I'm saying? So it's amazing time to be alive.
Yeah, man. So as TJ said, thoughts and prayers. Hopefully we don't end up in World War III, because trust me, y'all don't want me out there being like a mechanic for these warplanes. Like, y'all don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I'm better off in other things. So, on the things that we are better at discussing to provide you better information about, Game 7 of the NBA Finals actually happened, as I was hoping for, because, you know, I want as much basketball as we can get.
I watched it.
Come on. Let's go.
NBA fan.
Yeah.
Second half.
Yeah.
Second half.
They low. Well, no, for a little while.
Well, for a while, I was in there.
Yeah. So tell me, what's your thoughts about the whole Game 7? I got your text literally as I was pulling up the walk-ons.
What I said?
Down, Haliburton was down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and who better to really explain Achilles injury than Tevin? As Tevin has had a Achilles tear before. So, tell me, what's your thoughts about Game 7, and talk to us about the Achilles too.
So
start with Game 7.
Game 7 started out pretty good for in Indiana's favor. I was surprised they got there. They won a game. They somehow pulled out Game 6. I mean, they were at home.
They dominated.
Yeah, they were at home. Even though they were down 3-2, they played like, you know, they had nothing to lose. They were like, shoot, we're gonna give it everything. And they came out and they gave it everything and just ran clear over OKC. So Hallie, he didn't look bad. I mean, he only played 20-something minutes, but I thought he was all right. But then Game 7 come. Hallie started off, you know, knocking down them shots, and then I was like, bro, he finna have a big game. But then you saw him start to limp early, and I was like, oh, so he's not healthy. And then, so a little while, a couple plays later, he went down. I'll get back to that later. He went down, and then that was kind of pretty much it for the team, because like that's your best player went down. He already on the heater now, so TJ got to come in. He did his thing. McConnell, he did his thing this series. Yeah, he tried as much as he could, but like OKC, they just had too much, I would say.
Firepower.
Yeah, and they just they made the right plays at the right times in the second half, because Indiana couldn't get no run. Like they couldn't go on I think they were up at halftime. They were only down like 2.
They were up 2.
Yeah, up 2 at halftime. So, but that third quarter came, and they just couldn't get like one of them good 9-0 runs, 10-0 runs to where they can like stretch their lead out and put some pressure on OKC. And OKC just weathered the storm with good shooting, timely plays. I think Chet had like 5 blocks. They had some key offensive rebound tip-ins from like Caruso and what's my other Hardenstein. Hardenstein did his thing, bro. Everybody just started. They stepped up and they showed you why they was the best team in the league. They started pressuring the ball, getting a whole bunch of turnovers. What they always do, I saw Shea make some blocks. He came from the one side of the court and met somebody at the rim, blocked his shot. I'm like, okay, they executed like a championship team would. So unfortunate that Indiana couldn't fight it with their full, roster. But I mean, they had some players that ain't show up. Turner ain't show up. Obi Toppin, he lost so much money that game. He had 0 points. Who had Neesmith had I think 2 or 3 had 3 points, and it was just a bad showing by the others that had to do something.
Yeah.
I'm like, Haliburton hurt. Somebody got to score these points, bro. Like
somebody got to put a team together.
So, but Mathurin tried. Siakam did what he could, and TJ. Now, them was pretty much the only 3 that like gave something on offense for them to even have a chance. But shout out to OKC. I wouldn't be surprised. They got a lot of draft picks. They young. To see them probably next year, but they got some major decisions. I think Chet and Jalen's contracts up after next year. So
extension time.
So that's $200+ million for both of them. Shea up, I think, this year for the Supermax. And I think he can get 330 to 360. I think that it's like 330 to 360 he can get.
Damn.
But if he want to keep one of them, he might have to take a pay. So we gonna see. We gonna see. But shout out to OKC.
And with the Thunder, they could also do with these extensions getting ready to come up, they can always just trade Jalen. I doubt they'll ever trade Chet, but they have so many draft picks within the next 4 to 5 years. Plus, they have their overseas guy that's getting ready to come from overseas because he got hurt. And he's going to be on a rookie deal. So anytime that they're getting ready for a re-up, they could just trade the next player. They draft really well, obviously, as you can see. And so they could just plug and play.
But,
you know what I'm saying?
It's kind of hard to find, but it's
it's
hard to. Even though you draft good, it's hard to find a dude that can average 20 beside a shape.
Exactly.
Consistently.
Now, in regards to the Pacers, right? The person I was most disappointed in was Rick Carlisle. How the fuck do you now? Whenever you text the group and was like, Haliburton's down.
Yeah.
The first thing I said was Siakam got to score 50.
Right.
Why, whenever TJ McCollum, I call him TJ Nash because that's just what I hear now. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what I see in my head. When TJ was going on that run, why wasn't I was saying to myself, where's Pascal Siakam? You did not play him. Pascal Siakam's supposed to play 40 minutes, 45 minutes. He's supposed to. As soon as Haliburton goes down, this game 7, big dog. It ain't no checking out. I'll call timeout for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But especially whenever Miles Turner is getting nothing, Obi Toppin is getting nothing. Siakam, I gotta run you. You the champion on this team. You the only one with a ring. Yeah. I got to burn the tires on you. You know what I'm saying? But I was disappointed in Rick Carlisle. I figured he would be able to, as a championship coach, I figured he would have been able to make better decisions and adjustments. But whenever you have people like Miles Turner that's 7 foot that floats out there about the 3-point line, doesn't really like to rebound. I don't know what's up with that. Like,
it's just crazy.
As somebody now granted, I'm not the tallest man in the world, but something just tells me like I need to go crash the glass. But that's here, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Salute to the Pacers. I hate Haliburton got hurt. He definitely provided the juice for these playoffs this year. And especially he carried the Eastern Conference literally on his back. He provided all the moments. Yeah. First round, second round, third round, conference. You know what I mean? NBA Finals. So salute to Haliburton. I appreciate what he did. And it's just unfortunate that he has his Achilles injury. So in regards to this Achilles injury, Tevin, I know that you've torn yours within the last few years or so. But tell us about like how did that feel? And of course it hurt, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't that bad, you know what I'm saying? Of course it hurt, but what was that whole recovery process like?
The recovery, I think I had a rupture, so I didn't have they call mine a rupture, but not a tear. Like it's supposed to be some type of difference, but it ain't really a difference. So I had a rupture, so I didn't have to have surgery. So I just had to rehab. But bro, like when I tell you, like that was like the most just. I can't even explain. Like it was just. It was hard. It was hard. That rehab from that Achilles, because you're like, bro, like you don't realize how much you freaking need your foot. So I'm going to rehab. I don't know how many times a week? About 3 times a week. And the stuff the stuff I had to do just to get mobility back in my foot, and the balance to get my foot, the strength, the balance back. It took a while. Like that recovery, but the recovery time, for me, I didn't have surgery, so it was about I stopped going to rehab. I think it was about 5 months, and I started in January, and I think I got released in May. Rehab was done, so I think I didn't play basketball. I didn't do nothing like a physical basketball related to like a year after that.
Damn.
So I stopped for like a year. I didn't play basketball for a year and a half, maybe 2 years. It was a long time before I ever even like I'll be outside shooting around, but for me to even try to go up and down the court, not even cut or do nothing, jump or none of that, just to go up and down without being like, just to go up and down. It was about a year. For me, I got comfortable about a year to a year and a half just to go up and down. And so I done played some games since then. Obviously, like even right now, I'll jump sometimes, but I don't even try to jump.
You don't trust it?
No, dog. Like if I do,
Mm.
I'm putting a whole lot of pressure on this left leg, because even when I can feel it now. Like sometimes when I go do stuff, this leg. Yeah, it started to get the pressure. So I'm like, oh man, I need to go ahead and sit it down for about 2 months before I go do something else.
Yeah.
So that Achilles, it affects you a lot, because like to this day I haven't tried to run full speed.
Wow.
I haven't ran, like I run, I get up and down, I'll make sure I get up and down, but I haven't like really pushed myself to run full speed, and I haven't really, I don't even remember last time I jumped off this leg by itself, like one leg. Like even I turned into a left-right jumper, like off to get up. Now, shoot, I'm like, I don't trust myself. I don't trust the jump.
Understand.
So yeah, so that's why I'm so surprised when players come back from the Achilles and look good. Like I mean, Kobe came back, but you can see he was Kobe, but he was also older. But I think the best example we've seen of somebody coming back and pretty much look like themselves is, well, Clay did it. Clay looked pretty good coming back.
And he tore his ACL.
Yeah, and he tore all his stuff up, but he looked pretty good coming back. Like I can't tell that nothing happened. But KD, he looked like he never did it. That's that's super impressive. I'm like, dog, for you to have that injury and to come back and look like that, him and Clay are probably the only 2 people that I know that have done it and look still the same, like from when they left.
And be 7 feet tall.
Right, and he was like 35. He did it at 34 at an older age.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did it at an older age.
Definitely his 30s.
So that surprised me too. But yeah, man, that rehab gonna be something. But at the end of the day, it's just that mental thing. Can you get over? They're high level athletes. Like I'm surprised Kevin Durant and Clay is running and jumping off that leg, because I'm like, man, that mental hurdle.
They went right back to the Olympics too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm no Olympian. I'm no professional basketball player or anything at all. But how Tevin is saying that he didn't trust it, that's how similar I was. Like whenever I tore my quad and my meniscus at the same time, and whenever I rehabbed, I did not trust it. And that's on my right. Now, granted, I'm a left-legged jumper, but sometimes in the game of ball, you got to use.
You just gonna jump, yeah. You
gotta
got to jump out, you gonna jump.
But I didn't trust it. Like, first of all, I didn't want to play on a court. I didn't want to play on concrete. I didn't want to do nothing. Like my first rehab process, didn't like it. Didn't feel like myself. Couldn't even see the definition of muscle in my leg like I could in my other one.
Mm-hmm.
But then whenever I went to do my second rehab, I was like, okay, maybe this one's a little bit better. But rehab is rehab, and the people you have around you whenever you rehab, and that's everything. That is everything. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have people that's gonna be right there in your corner, holding you down, looking out for you, re-encouraging you, and you know what I'm saying, uplifting you throughout the full process. So hopefully Haliburton gets the type of love he deserves. Looks like
all that snow around him.
Alright.
All that snow around him, so he gonna be just fine.
You're right. That the main key is you have to do the rehab, dog. That's why a lot of people hurt themselves or don't come back like similar. You have. I know it's strenuous. I know it's boring, but for you to get back, there's a reason why you're going to see this person. You have to do that. You got to do that rehab. Like even some days I got banned. I still got all my bands and stuff. So if I ain't really doing nothing, or if I feel like I need to, before I go, if I go hoop or shoot around, I'll take a band and I'll do some little stuff to keep it loose or try to, keep it loose and strengthen it so I don't mess around and possibly.
But that's still like a mental thing too.
Oh
Right?
yeah, it's still, bro. Cause I want to play basketball so bad. Like I know I've gotten, the weight. I know I've gotten bigger. It's the weight has been like I can't do certain stuff on the board. But if this was fine, I wouldn't have the weight, and I could still. I would look probably close to the same. So, but it is what it is what it is.
And to y'all's point,
I can still shoot though.
You know what I'm saying?
I can still shoot. I've been there.
The thing too that really has me concerned is Christian McCaffrey in the rose of the football world.
Yeah.
Because Christian McCaffrey, and of course Tevin drafted McCaffrey in our fantasy football league last year.
The only year he let me down was because he got hurt.
Yeah, it's because they said he had tendonitis in both feet. So
Boy, shit was fucked up.
you saying then he had to go overseas. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Christian McCaffrey bounces back because we've only seen two really look better, or the same, meaning KD and Clay.
Mm-hmm.
So we know the level Christian McCaffrey produces at.
But also through this basketball, not football.
And so that's why.
The physicality of football.
Has there been anybody in football off the top of y'all's head that's torn anything like Achilles?
I'm pretty sure it had, but
Like that.
But that
nobody I can think of.
I was saying the only people I can think just as a recent, just Achilles off the top is that came back to play, but they're older was Kurt and A-Rod.
Yeah. Damn.
I was sure did.
Yeah.
I forgot about A-Rod.
But they came back to play, but who's just looking at what the hell like A-Rod had to go through for offensive line and then bringing in Tay and all that shit. He still played, but I don't know if it was because of that or his age to where he's not Aaron Rodgers of old. You know what I'm saying? But he was somebody that came back from one. So it's a few running backs and everything, but I don't know. It's at one point it was just like the ACL shit all the time. Just ACL. And I recently started hearing about the Achilles shit, and it's just like, God damn,
That list is piling.
yeah, like a motherfucker.
It's just literally in the NBA. It's been Jason Tatum, Haliburton, Dame, somebody else. Kyrie tore his ACL.
Oh, I thought he was.
I thought it was ACL this year.
You're right. It's ACL, but it's somebody else tore that.
DeJounte Murray.
DeJounte Murray.
Somebody else for the Pacers early this year.
Yeah, Walker.
Walker.
I think he tore his.
It's crazy to be on 3-on-1 team.
I think they said it was 8 this year.
Jeez.
8 Achilles tears.
Yeah. And then piggybacking, that's in football. Christian McCaffrey had tendonitis, and then A-Rod, and then Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
That's Achilles injuries are really, really on the rise, and I wonder what that has to contribute to something. I wonder if it's like overtraining, overworking, doing a lot. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has said something about as far as basketball goes, it's a lot of the low top sneakers that they're wearing. Now again, I don't know how true that is or whatever, but just for what was it, Lillard, Tatum, and then Hallie, and the coincidental shit of all niggas wearing 0.
Yeah.
That shit is weird. I already told you I ain't like that shit in football. It is weird, man. Cam Bynum to stay healthy, bro. God damn it.
No. And so in regards to Kevin Durant, as we did speak about him and coming off of that injury there, Tevin, that Sunday, that news broke on the timeline there that Kevin Durant got traded from the Phoenix Suns, and he got traded during the Fanatics Fan Fest. I believe that's how that shit is called.
Yep.
So tell me, what were those details over there in regards to KD getting traded from the Phoenix Suns over to the Houston Rockets? I know I'm going to a couple of games this year.
So he got traded to Houston for Houston sent out Jalen Green, they sent out Dylan Brooks, they sent out a one first round draft pick, and I believe it was 4 or 5 second round picks.
Damn.
See, I always
Just
when I hear basketball shit, I think football shit. To me, that's a lot. Like, you know, but like that seems like almost like damn near a norm in basketball in a sense.
I guess
maybe I'm over exaggerating, but you know what I mean.
I think it became more normal, like I guess a couple years ago. I guess especially since that Rudy Gobert trade. I think he got traded for three or four first round picks, or something like that, 3 or 4 picks.
Yeah.
Not everybody getting traded for. They like, man, these picks. Okay, Rudy went for 3 or 4. You got to give me 4 or 5 for whoever. So people they just don't value draft picks like they used to.
I don't think. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I wouldn't have gave Rudy Gobert that many.
No.
At all.
I have to go back and look at why. It had to be like salary reasons. Like, all right, we're gonna give y'all to take on his salary. We like, but that would make sense.
It was the defensive players of the year. I think that's what it was. Because at that point in time, I think he won 2 in a row or 3 in a row.
Probably won 3 already.
You know what I'm saying? Plus he was a all-star.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? You know, yeah.
This is like everybody collectively do not fuck with Rudy.
We know, bro. I haven't
know.
fucked with Rudy since he said he was like, "Oh, well, COVID's a real thing." And then literally
That was
he
not
had
serious.
it, and then he gave it to the reporter that you know what I'm saying that the phone and the microphone was for.
I think I just remember because he's not a good NBA basketball
He's
player.
not a good player.
Like if it was outside, yeah, he'll kill anybody that step up to him and do it. But as far as an NBA basketball player, to me, he's not a good NBA basketball player.
So do you think that the KD trade ended up being a good trade? Or do you think
that was my question? I like to dump that question and dip out. Let them
Okay.
talk basketball after that.
Okay, it was great for Houston because they didn't give up the assets they already have. I mean, they gave up Jalen Green, who is a good player, and he can turn into something. But right now, he's looking like he's going to be, probably one of the top. At his best, you look at him right now, he'd probably be one of the top, you'll say 30. Maybe he can be a top 30 NBA player in the league, just off talent at his best when he matures. You're like, okay, he's a top 30 player. That's good.
That's fair.
But he can also, with his skills and his age, he can go way higher. So they was like, look, man, we give you somebody with a lot of potential at a young age, and he already averaged 20. So if he turns into something else, like way better than what he is now, y'all gotta steal. Really, if we just asking for y'all getting a steal.
Mm-hmm.
If we just asking for Kevin Durant, that's all we asking for. Old Kevin Durant.
Right.
So
37.
yeah, but I'm just shocked that Phoenix ain't pushed that button to be like, I know he's a good young asset or whatever, but if he doesn't, can I get a little bit more? Because maybe a Jabari Smith or a Cam Whitmore
Jabari Smith.
or Tar or Eason, like can I get one of them other little young players that I got so we can have a little duo or something, So I think Houston got away with I think they got away good because they still can use them if they want to. They can use some of them and bring somebody else in, or they can run with what they got. Because they're kind of a deep team, but I think they're still missing stuff. I think they need a legit 5 man. Because I think Sengun's really a 4. Yep. He just played a 5 because he's the tallest person out there. So I think they need a real 5. They got to figure out their Van Vliet situation. I don't personally. I would get off of him personally because he's 4. First of all, he's 4. What?
Yo, that was egregious.
I would get off his contract. I would get off his contract. I would get off his contract. I would get off the contract. I would trade him away from the I would trade him away because it's $40 million this year he's gonna get. And I don't think the production on the court is $40 million worthy, and I don't think that it's gonna give us $40 million worth of even without the stats, I don't think his impact is gonna be worth $40 million. I think I would just try to go with Shepherd or even maybe bring in another point guard. Maybe switch it up, let A-Man run the point. I don't know, but I would do something about that Van Vliet situation. But so I think they did good. Phoenix, I don't know what they about to do because they said they want to get off Green. They said they're looking to possibly get off Green, but I'm like, okay, y'all. I'm like, y'all trying to get off Bradley Beal, but you can't get off him unless he say I want it, unless he say yes.
Hey yo, man, why you got them people in the chokehold like that? Like not in the chokehold, like he just got them hostage. Like man, I ain't going nowhere.
I'm making $50 million. Y'all about to, and y'all can't see me nowhere.
Like,
So-
that boy said, man, my family love it here.
Wow.
I ain't going nowhere. Hey, let them people go, bro.
I don't know. So I don't know what Phoenix got planned, but all them draft picks, I'm like, either they're gonna try to bring somebody in, or I'm like, honestly, would you just start away would you think about starting all the way over? Get off Bill, try to get off Bill first, and then maybe probably even get off Booker. I know you don't want to. He's still young and he's still a very good player, but like we ain't going nowhere right now. We don't have enough pieces to really do something within the next 3 years. And he's gonna be dead by the time he's gonna be 30, 31.
Mhm.
And it's the West.
Yeah, he's gonna be 30, 31. We're gonna be at the bottom just looking around. So I'm like, in my opinion, they might probably just need to keep Jalen Green and probably see what he can turn into. He's like 4 years younger, 4 5 years younger than Booker.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep him and try to build something with him as a centerpiece or one of your main pieces.
Regardless, I mean, like Jalen Green, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, they all play the same position.
They're the same position.
Essentially, so they can't really sit there and just keep all of them, especially Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal, quit bullshit and go ahead and put that Miami Heat jersey on. You know what I'm saying? Or go ahead, it's all good. Or go ahead and put that Orlando Magic jersey on. Like you just gonna have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So while Tevin is gone, I just wanted to highlight that the NBA draft, it is coming up this week. The draft, yeah, it happens fast, bro.
I'm gonna say I didn't think it came out as fast.
It happens fast. Since the league shortened up the business year of the league, everything is pushed up a little bit. So the NBA draft, I believe it's actually tomorrow, meaning today. Whenever y'all hear this, not whenever you're watching this. But the NBA draft, it is coming up. They always do that in New York, and then Summer League. I'm sure it's going to take place. It normally takes place the week of 4th of July, like after the 4th of July. Summer League normally pops up. So
that should be going fast.
yes, indeed. So that's going to kind of carry us over into football season.
Yes,
you know what I'm
sir.
saying? Kinda,
That's the last round before football season.
that's right. That'll be the dog days of summer right there, fellas.
Mhm.
But we'll get into some of those other NBA topics there whenever Tevin comes back. But
let's say, quick question I wanted to ask.
So-
So Shea, it's Shea, right?
Yeah.
All right. So led the league in scoring, MVP, first ring. Like, are they gonna be discussing this as one of like the best seasons ever?
I think so, especially in the 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like defensive player of the year, Finals MVP, Western Conference Finals MVP, regular season MVP, and like you said, 30 point score in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you know whatever, and the best record in the league too.
Right. Yeah.
So and like you said, he's surpassed KD and Russ to be the best Thunder player, not Seattle and Thunder kind of
but
combo.
just Thunder.
Yeah, just the
Okay.
best Thunder player ever. Because I mean, you have those accolades. You won a chip, which is the most important
Right.
thing of them all in all of sports.
Mm-hmm.
You play to get the chip.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so the money always follows after. But shit, he looks like he's gonna get paid maybe 4 more times. But I think SGA he's definitely considered one of the best ever, especially in this era of ball. So
Nice.
he's damn sure one of them. Look at that boy! That boy got a plate. Boy, got a
Oh,
plate.
Pull up.
I'll take that call too.
Yeah.
I'll take that call.
Yeah, hotline bling. He said, "Oh, I gotta go. I gotta go.
You know, good people in high places, man.
That's
you
right.
know,
You did.
That's right.
Talk it.
gotta
Talk
be
it.
appreciative. You know,
No, that's blessings, brother. Blessings.
blessed and highly favored.
Yeah.
So, TJ, you had sent something to the group saying the Lakers sold for how much?
$10 billion.
That's it.
You know? I mean, I was kind of on board with that. Like,
Wait, what?
no, I'm not saying that like 10 billion isn't like a lot, but that's not even like all of it. That's just like majority of the portion.
Oh,
But whatever. So I was saying, like, when I saw that, I was just like, God damn. So at that point, I started thinking about what about some other franchises and what they would sell for, like that are historic like that.
Because the Celtics sold for $6 billion.
Yeah,
Wait a minute, did what?
The
Yeah.
Celtics sold for $6
this
billion.
was what.
and that was
like
3 months ago.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Yeah, that was
Damn.
that was right at the
No, that was right after the championship.
or right at the All-Star break.
It was right after the championship.
Yeah,
Cause like they gave all the people that money,
Mm-hmm.
and then the owners was like, "Yeah, we ain't gonna beat around. We about to go ahead and get up out of here." Smart men.
yeah. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
I was just like I said, I just started thinking about what it would look like for like a Dallas Cowboy or New York Yankee or Boston Red Sox or fucking LA Dodgers. I mean, I know they sold like a few years ago, but it's just like, damn, like 10 billion. Like, I just want to know what that's gonna do for, like, the stepping stones of like the family. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dr. Buzz bought it for 67 million back in.
I think that was
70
something.
Yeah, right.
75 or 79.
Yeah.
So did that, and then boom, that shit is flipped all the way down there 50 years later to $10 billion, and that's still not even all of it. That's just majority of it. And like Jeannie is still gonna be like the face of everything. I mean, but why wouldn't she be? LeBron still got what, maybe a year left on some shit, maybe 2 years left, and she's gonna be like, no, let's make sure everything is lined up right before I just hand this shit over to you motherfuckers. Or but like, man, like 10 billion
With a B.
Yeah, 10 billion is a lot, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Of course it is, but it's like 10 billion. That's, and like Tevin said, that's just like a piece. You know what I'm saying? That's maybe what, 51%.
I mean, majority means just 50%, 51%.
Yeah, you know
but
what I'm
that's
saying?
probably closer to 75, maybe. I don't know.
Because I mean, you gotta think about like this. Like you said, those iconic logos: Yankees, Lakers, Red Sox, the Knicks, Cowboys. You know what I'm saying?
That's the one I'm looking for.
The Bulls, I don't think the Reinsdorf family will ever sell, which they need to.
Probably
they
never
need to, but I mean, or they can sell the White Sox, either one. Like they'll make it. The Cubs is another one.
Cubs is another one.
Cubs is another franchise, but it's just some of those like it's dog like that's my first thought was, okay, you bought it for 10 billion. That means you have another 10 billion somewhere,
right?
Like, and that's.
Are you gonna go and build like? Are you gonna go and build like your own arena? Like, cause that's the thing with the Clippers.
Yeah.
Like he owns that team, but he also owns the arena as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and they don't own their own arena right now, right? So like, what if you come up in there and on your own arena build like something else to compete with what old boy just did over there with the Clippers? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So what does that part look like? I'm still waiting to see like the renovations and everything that's gonna happen with like the Buffalo Bills, what that new stadium is about to look like. Tennessee is building a new stadium. I want to see what that's about to look like. But what is another Jerry World gonna look like after like some odd years down the line? Because right now, like truthfully, that place is just an entertainment system. Like it's not just a football stadium. I remember walking up in there and watching the game, and I was like, damn, it's not that loud up in here. I was like, it's a lot of people up in here, but it's not that loud up in here. I was shocked. I was like, I can have a whole conversation right here, and I was like, it's because it's not just a football stadium. It's like an entertainment space. Or if you go to fucking NRG Stadium in Houston, you can barely hear a fucking word of it.
Man.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things I'm kind of just wondering, just keeping an eye out on. But man, shout out to Genie.
Shout out to Genie getting that money. That's a hell of a flip.
Hell yeah, no, major flip.
Okay, I have a question on that. Like, knowing that LeBron is about to retire probably in 2 years, would it be smart? Wouldn't you just wait until after you make all that money from his retire? Well, no.
Nope.
Because once you make all that money and he gone, then the value is okay.
Yep.
The price goes up for it because as soon as Brian says I'm retiring next year, that's when the price.
Oh, so you're saying
last,
like the season of the year?
Yeah, the last up you'll really have is that season right before he's finishing his last, because they ain't gonna buy that premium dollar after one season. Okay, so that okay, yeah, y'all right.
You
So
know,
that
you gotta call around and be like,
but still, if I own it, I'm still gonna make. It's still gonna, whatever it's gonna sell for. It's still gonna be a hell of a lot of money. Whatever it sell for. Now, I might not got 10, but maybe I got 8. Maybe I got 8.8, 9.
A little lower than what the Celtics got.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So maybe if they sell for 6, maybe maybe I got 8.5.
I mean, they're still 8.
And after I just made all this liquid with LeBron last year, I sold jerseys and T-shirts and towels and bobbleheads
tours
and wristbands, headbands, socks. I'm trying to last year. Last year, everything gonna have LeBron name on it. Whatever we make, your jersey you got a jersey, we're gonna put a LeBron. We're gonna put that carry-on patch on there. Yeah, everything LeBron James. We're making all the money.
LeBron James Sweet 1. LeBron James 06 year, 09 year.
It does make sense though. This probably was the most they was gonna get at
They are
The
now.
With the
market
timing
value.
of it, yes. Okay.
After the, because I didn't think of the football aspect of it, but what do y'all think will be the highest selling football franchises after the Cowboys?
Okay.
Ooh.
After the Cowboys.
I just looked it up, but I didn't look at it.
Ooh. I would
The
okay.
Giants probably.
Giants,
New York
the
Ones.
Steelers,
Pittsburgh,
uh,
San Fran.
It's gotta be, yeah, it gotta be
San
somewhere like San
Green
Fran.
Bay is Green Bay would be it, but they're owned by the fans. So
I don't understand that.
I don't really understand it either, but
No,
no.
do some research on it.
Yep, no owner, just the fans.
Yeah, it's owned by the public.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess like a way, it's kind of like a company, then, right?
It might be like stock then.
Yeah, it's like you buy,
Yes,
like you
yeah.
buy a share of the team. You buy
But it also if it's like that, and from what I know about stocks, if it's like that, that means that so many people own so much stock value of the stadium. So who's the majority owner of the majority stock of? That is the question.
They might not let you get a majority piece. They might
Yeah,
cap
not
it
for
or
real.
something.
So it will be Niners, Steelers,
Giants.
Giants, Patriots.
That's a sleeper. You good?
That's tough to me.
No, but they are the third highest value. The
Wow.
They better be after the quarterback just won them 6 fucking championships.
Patriots. They value higher than the Giants and the 49ers.
Wait a minute. Say what?
Again? The greatest of all time
That,
won
that
6
makes
championships.
that makes sense now. Okay, so
And what they just did, and what they about to go right back into being relevant again. I fucking hate it.
I took 2 years without
we also
being
forget
relevant.
We also forgetting too.
Oh yeah,
Location. New England is technically Boston.
Yeah.
So if the Celtics sell them for this much, and then they didn't did all this winning up here, they gonna be worth
that's
a
true. I
lot
did
too.
not think about the Raiders. The Raiders always gotta have.
But they got the Rams are second.
And
though.
I'm seeing y'all
But
stadium.
you
That
should know.
motherfucker is beautiful, by the way. And
Yeah, so it's pretty much it's really all California teams except the Patriots and the Giants.
And the
The
Steelers.
Patriots, Jets, and Giants. The New York, the Boston, your
Yeah.
That's
market.
because of the market, though.
Yeah.
The big market.
So your Chicago, the Commanders are pretty high.
I was just about to say, I
Washington.
wonder how much
Yeah.
the Redskins are going to go for. Well,
But see, they just sold.
yeah, they just sold.
Yeah, they
but
value at
then now
6.3 million already.
That number's
6.3 already?
6.3, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that just kind of had me thinking on a one-off. But TJ, your beloved LSU Tigers, the state's beloved LSU Tigers. T's alumni, you know what I'm saying? The money that he paid a lot of money to go to school.
A lot of money, a lot of years.
Yeah.
I'm just a fan. My man actually graduated from that motherfucker.
Actually put sweat equity into that place.
Man, that dang place there.
It's a jungle, isn't it? You know, but
Go Tigers.
you know what I'm saying?
Go Tigers. Go Tigers.
But
Yes, sir.
there was a tweet or something out there that said LSU has won, I think, 5 national championships out of 6 years. Does that sound about right? Am I on track with that?
Let's see. 19 football. 20 or was it 20 track and field? 22 was it baseball again?
I think so.
Yeah, 22 or 23.
22.
That was Paul
23.
Skeen's year.
Then we had the Lady Tigers, and then the boys just won another natty here. So the baseball team just won another natty.
So it's about
Mhm.
5.
About 5.
So pretty much,
It's the LSU thing.
it's something in the water. it's something in it. You know what I'm saying? So did y'all get a chance to catch any of those games?
Yes, I did.
I
Yes.
did.
I sure
Yeah.
did.
I sure did.
Let's go ahead and speak on it,
It
fellas.
was both them ass whoopings.
Yeah, that matter of fact, I let walk on me and I think who was it me and the wife? We went there, or it was we went there. We went there and watched some of the game. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you, right? LSU baseball team is pretty fucking phenomenal. They got a guy that they can put out. I don't know his name right now. Every ball was either 87 to 92.
The left-hand guy?
Yeah, like literally, like everything came out of his pocket. He from a curve to, I mean, obviously a fastball, but I mean, it was some legit pitching and some legit fielding for LSU. I was really impressed. I was really impressed.
TJ, what you think?
Big natty action, you know what I'm saying? That's what we do. That's what we do. Shout out my boy Cade, man. Shout out my boy Stanfield, bro. Hey, look, man. Shout out to Coastal Carolina. They showed up. They showed up.
But
There's a caveat.
Got that ass whoop. And because I was so hard on Arkansas last week, I would like to say thank y'all for appearing and then getting nervous at the end and then just dropping balls and missing throws.
Appreciate y'all, Arkansas.
Like, you know, I felt I was a little tough on y'all, so I felt I'd be nice to come and acknowledge something that you did in your loss against LSU. So, Coastal Carolina, you guys took 2 L's back. It was real quick. Knock the niggas out. Quick straight. That's all, man. Get the hell up out of here, son. Boy, accidentally say straight. Hey, now I will say this, though. In game 2, in the first inning, to watch both of those coaches get kicked out like that or get ejected like that.
That was wild.
I
Yeah,
thought
that
shit was mad wild because
He tripped over himself. He didn't even do it.
not at all.
Like, what the hell? You getting ejected for your clumsy? Oh, somebody else getting ejected for them being clumsy. That was wild shit to me.
Yeah, I'm like, you know,
What's
I
that
don't
doing
care.
physical attributes?
I'm like, you gotta do a heck of a lot for me to eject you in the championship game.
In the
dog.
championship
Like,
game,
I'm not,
they did
like,
this in
I'm
the
not,
first inning.
like, I'm putting my, as a ref or ump, I'm putting my feelings in my pocket on whatever going on. I'm like, dog, this is a championship, dog. Like, I ain't about to try to cost nobody nothing. Not saying they would have won anyway, but I'm not about to I'm not about to play no part in none of this.
Yeah,
I'm like,
be
so,
the cause of it.
It really did feel like one of those things of like the ref or the umpire being more than the game of feeling themselves a little bit more. It's just like, bro, he came out here to ask a question and you felt the need to shoo him away. Like, hey, like you said, I'm a grown man. Don't be shooing me away, bro. We can talk.
Right.
We're in the championship game here, man. Like we're fighting for our livelihoods, our careers here and everything. And you want to make this like some old petty bullshit, like, bro?
Championship elimination game.
Yes.
Yes,
Come
come on,
you know
man.
what I'm
My
saying?
players need me out
The
here.
stakes are high.
The momentum went down like that. Like Coastal, they did what they could. They stayed in it. I'm not gonna take that away from them. They stayed in it. But like the momentum wasn't there for them boys, man. Like even if they made errors. They fucked up on some throws and some drop balls and everything like that, man. But and LSU was just we're gonna capitalize no matter what. We was gonna win no matter what, but we're gonna capitalize on the fuck ups, like, you know. But yeah.
There was
I'm gonna take it to give it to me. Like, easy.
There was something like Book, how you was talking about. Well, I think both of y'all were talking about how Arkansas really chalked that one away. I was in walk-ons watching the rest of that game, right? And I pulled up late. Like this is right before LSU went on the run, right? And you know what I'm saying? Somebody in there, LSU won. Now, first of all, there was a group over to the left, and they were just over there. I walked in and they put 2 shots up back to back. Like, and then I could look at their table. Their table had just cups, and glasses, and like shot glasses and stuff. All right, let's see what's going on here.
Yep.
Mind you, the bar is full. It's only 2 bar spots left. The one on my right, the one on my left. There's another group over there to the right. They have a table full of shots. Walk-ons was packed out, right? And of course, every TV was on the game.
Yep.
LSU wins. Somebody brought 2 rounds of shots for everybody in there, dog.
Ooh, man.
That was. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know who that was. The alcohol was absolutely terrible. I'm sure it was vodka, but appreciate you kindly, sir. You know what I'm saying, or ma'am. You know what I'm saying.
We're gonna do anything. We're gonna drink in some celebration.
We'll drink.
Y'all been keeping up with the Rocco's
Love
pizza
it.
spot thing
Love
or
it.
whatever. Like, that shit
Absolutely
is fucking fire.
love it.
That shit is fire. Jello shots. We went crazy with Jello shots in that bitch.
For the people that don't understand, what is it, TJ?
So it's this bar. I'm not sure where is that exactly.
In Omaha.
It is in Omaha?
Yeah.
All right, so they always keep like a count of each team that's in the tournament and how many Jello shots that the fans bought for that team or whatever. And every time they go in order from least to most. And yeah, you're right, it is in Omaha because they did this the last national championship that we got out there. All right? Shout out to Dylan Cruz.
How you know that?
You did. And sure enough, I can't remember like the final count for how many Jello shots that we were up, man, but I'm not sure if it was. If it wasn't 5 digits, I'm sure it was close.
It wasn't
to
close.
5 digits, yo.
It wasn't close.
Oh my God.
It was Louisiana by a lot. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying?
By a landslide.
We drinks, baby.
I said that to my cousin out west in California. I was like, bro, I'm telling you, son, like, because he want to go to an LSU football game. Because
Going to Bama.
they have
Can't
he goes to a lot of USC games. He's like, bro, USC beats on turn and everything to me. I'll be like, I hear you and I respect it. However, it's not like it is in the South. You know what I'm
From the
saying?
Death Valley, cuz of.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
And whenever I sent it to him, I was like, bro, this is just baseball. And that was the thing from 23 when it was saying LSU bought like 60,000 shots, Jello shots.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were saying this year the Canes owner, Raising Canes owner, we're doing a lot of promo stuff for Commiss night, but it is what it is. That owner, he bought 6,000 shots just off dump. You know what I'm saying? Like he sent the money. Like he called the bar, wired it to him.
Get us to everybody wearing purple and gold. That's
Oh,
what
man.
we do.
This for ganging them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so that he just bought 6,000 by himself, and then that number only rose from the people that were there in attendance. So, yeah, it is what it is. LSU, you put that purple and gold on. 9 times out of 10, you either gonna watch a fellow sportsman or woman win a chip, or you're gonna celebrate a chip. So it is what it is. Greatness is here in the South.
Yeah.
It feels good to watch the boys win every time too. Oh my God! No matter what the sport is, it
I
just
don't-
feels good.
I never call myself an LSU fan because as far as football, I'm a Miami Hurricane fan first. But you know what I'm saying? I do love to see LSU do well. You know what I'm saying? Because it's no good time like a LSU
absolutely.
function.
I always, bro, in 19, man, that 19 year, I was drunk when we beat Alabama or whatever for the first time in 11 years. Oh my God, man, I was drunk. I drove from Houston, drunk off tequila, all the way to Baton Rouge. I was gone. I'm out of here.
It can't be a confession of illegal activities out here.
I mean,
Oh, can we?
look, statute of limitations is over with, so it's
What
fine.
was it, 20, 25? That was what, 6 years ago?
Statute of limitations is over.
Allegedly, he did
Allegedly.
that.
Oh, yeah, that was-
Nah, I did it. Hey, I did it. I made it. I'm still safe. Ain't nothing happened. LSU won, bro.
Young gun.
Louisiana was beautiful the next day.
Snitching
I
on-
remember that. I'm telling myself.
Fellas,
You
so-
did too. I ain't in this.
Fellas, so of course, you know, we're all fans. You know, Tevin and myself, we're big basketball fans. Then, of course, over here on this side of the room, Bug and TJ, y'all are big football fans. So if y'all had the opportunity to sit down with Roger Goodell, or Tevin and myself, or had the opportunity to sit down with Adam Silver, or just, you know, vice versa, what are some questions y'all would ask the commissioner?
Can we change the pass interference rule from spot of the foul to 15 yards? Because I think that's stupid as fuck. And what's one more? What's another good one? Something that I feel real passionate.
I would sit there and I would
Overtime rule for me.
Overtime rule.
Overtime rule for me.
Can we go back to sudden death on the overtime?
Yeah, overtime rule. That's probably my biggest one for me.
What, sudden death?
So no, see what they did or what they changed it. They changed from the sudden death to whoever scores first. Yeah,
Well, if the person with the ball scores first. Wait, no,
yeah.
I thought they changed their rule now so that everybody gets a chance. Or is that just the
Yeah,
playoffs?
that's just the playoffs.
Oh.
And I'm saying I hate that. Like I'm cool with what it is now. If you score a field goal, then the other team gets an opportunity. Cool, I give you that. Like defense did the best that they could.
Yeah.
But as far as this whole the offense get a chance, all right, cool, they scored. The other offensive player will get a chance, cool. No.
What?
Both these defenses get paid too. Like Myles Garrett is the highest paid player in the league right now. That's not a quarterback.
Yep.
No. You mean to tell me that if he gets out on that field and he can't stop Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen in the playoffs that he shouldn't be held accountable? But that them motherfuckers should be able to get another chance? No. No. Stop them. If you don't want them in the end zone, stop them. If you don't want them celebrating in the end zone, stop them. No. I don't like it. First team that scores wins the game. That's it. Pick six, the game is over. Touchdown, the game is over. Field goal, cool. I'll give you that.
But see, you saying it's gonna be field goal. I'm actually thinking about score to score. So if it's a score to score, it doesn't matter what happens. Okay, it's game. That's what I'm saying. That's my rule.
What you think over there, bro?
You asking what I would ask?
Yeah.
Oh, I would ask Adam Silver. I asked him, do you really care about the game of basketball?
I was like, y'all should have some pretty solid questions
Like,
for that.
I asked him, like, bro, do you really care about like the growth, like how basketball, like forget all the other stuff that come with it. Do you care about the game of basketball, like how it looks, how people play? Like, do you care about the game?
The aesthetics of it.
Yeah, because he learned about all the other stuff that the fluff that don't really mean nothing. That's what I feel like. I asked him about that. That's one. A second question I would ask the commissioner.
Why do you think on that one? I would
Yeah,
say
yeah.
like my first question is just like, how can we start holding the referees more accountable?
That's a good question.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if
I like that for both.
if
sports.
coaches have to sit there and talk in front of the media, whenever they made this decision or that decision, or players made this decision or that decision during the game, immediately after the game, I would want to hear why referees. I understand they have the last 2-minute report or whatever it is that comes out,
Yep.
but
That just started too long ago, though.
yeah,
So
I
that's
would
not-
want
not
those
true.
referees to be able to sit there and come out and explain why. What did you see? Was there something that led up to that, or if it comes out that the referee made a wrong call or something like that,
Costly one.
a costly call in a game, no matter if it's playoffs, regular season, whatever the case may be, because these are people's jobs that are
Yeah.
coaching for these. That referee should be reprimanded, no matter if it's especially if you have, it should be like a strike system. So if you have multiples, let's say you have 5 in a season or 5 in a quarter, or like football, for example. I mean, basketball, for
I
example.
like that.
Mhm.
Like we break it up into, you can break it up into a monthly thing. If you have 5 costly calls in a month, you can't coach. You can't call All-Star games, or you can't call NBA Finals or playoff games.
I like
That's
that.
kind of how they got it. They have a system. That's why every time you see the finals, you see the same refs. Most of the time, be the same ref because they go off that point system during the year or whatever.
But I want to be able to hear from the referees. I want Adam Silver to be able to hold their feet to the fire. I want you to speak,
Right.
and I want you to be criticized just like how these players and coaches get criticized too. So that would be my first question. What you got, T, for your second?
My question is, Goodell, what is your definition of a superstar? Like, so what do you see as a superstar player? Because a lot of times I think they don't give the they don't give the responsibility of a superstar athlete
What I told you
like basketball is what football does. So a lot of times when they say we talking about putting a franchise tag on somebody, right? What are we holding instead of the franchise itself? Like what is your thought process on how the franchise or who the franchise player is, and what does that player mean to you for that franchise?
Okay.
I like that.
What is a super boy? I mean, they'll just probably say the nigga that bring in the money. They wouldn't care about nothing about how you play. They looking at them dollars.
But if the case that it was only about the dollars that's bringing in, John Morant should be the superstar of the team.
I mean, he is.
Of
Well,
Memphis.
Okay,
But-
straight job.
But the problem is for the antics that he does,
Yeah.
do you penalize him like you penalize anybody else?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, okay.
Okay, I get you now.
No, what you do is.
I mean, it's like a Jordan rule, but just for every
Man,
Yo,
sport.
man, leave Jordan out of this.
But I ain't gonna lie. If I was a commissioner, you saying how they treat John? No, I'm not treating him like everybody else. He ain't getting suspended for 25 games.
Nope.
He getting 5 games, and we gonna tell him
Hey,
don't do
come
that
on
no more.
to the
Stop that.
Now-
Stop
Come
that.
holler at me in New York.
Yeah, we talking about it now. Somebody who come off the bench who averaged 2 points, like the Porter boy, the one that was caught gambling. Now, if he was out there with guns, showing guns, yeah, he can get 25 games because we don't care about what you got going on anyway. To be honest.
Nobody's gonna miss you.
Yeah, to be honest. But John Morant,
One less seat.
if I'm the commissioner, for my superstar, my rule's different. I ain't gonna even lie. My rule's different. Just like coaches have certain players going to practice late, certain players don't have to practice at all. Certain players you got to play. You got to make 100 free throws before you leave, even though you ain't about to get in the game tomorrow. But my second question would be, can we get rid of this play-in game?
Yes.
Yeah, playing tournament.
What is this play-in tournament? What?
Like that.
What? If I'm the 10th, if I'm the 8th seed or the 7th seed, I can't wrap my brain around having to play some more just because y'all wasn't good enough to get the 7th or 8th seed.
Right.
That don't even it can't register in my brain. We fight to be the top 8 seeds. I'm one of the 8, but I got to play because y'all couldn't be where I'm at. That to me.
I got like 2 more games.
I can't compute that, dog. Like that, if I was a 7 or 8 seed, that'll piss me off. One year, but y'all do. I wish a owner and a whole team would come together as a conglomerate and say, look, if we make the 7 or 8 seed, we ain't playing.
Mm.
I don't care. Let the fans. I'm gonna tell the fans, look, brother, we doing this because it don't make sense to us. Like we played all 82 games and we earned this spot just to say, oh, y'all ain't get that spot, so I'm gonna give you a chance now to get that spot. We had 82 games, dog.
Can't go for it.
We had 82 games, so
Right.
I wish the team would do that. That's why I wish. That's why Sean Payton, boy, you're a better man than me. When we ain't get that call, that pass interference.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we ain't
Absolutely.
playing. I'm calling the owner. I'm going up. Hey, I ain't sending nobody on the field. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what's gonna happen. We ain't playing till they say that was pass interference. And if they don't say it, they pass interference. We gonna sit here all day till Roger Goodell himself come here and tell us we need to play.
I'm with that
Hey,
shit.
hey, I am not mad at a moment like this.
I'm with
They
that.
should have
I'm
started,
not-
bro.
I'm
When they
with
saw
that.
that replay, bro, we trying to go to the. Wasn't we up though? But still, we trying to go to the Super Bowl. We would have had to start a ride. Like no, bro. We doing the sit in. We ain't nobody moving till y'all till this get fixed. Cause I could that one player I couldn't. I couldn't.
I still have nightmares about that goddamn play.
Bro, come
I
on. It
remember
was
when
when I
I
watched
saw
I
that
was
shit.
watching and I was like, okay, pass interference.
Gotta be
Then
pass.
nothing happened. I said, oh, I now said, okay. I was like, dang, maybe. I was like, all right, maybe. I thought I was wrong. Maybe I'm tripping. Man, they showed that replay. I said, oh hell, I know I was tripping. I said, look, we not. I'm like, we not about. Ain't nobody. Everybody sit on the
Everybody
sideline.
sit down. Shit.
Delay a game every play.
Man, see how we got. Look, I'm even flagged that right
The
now.
ball,
Boy,
look,
I
the ball
flag the
can't,
fuck out.
no matter how far we go back, it can't cross the end zone.
Yeah.
Cause they just gonna have to keep moving the back, have the distance to go.
That's right.
And then-
inches.
Ain't no, it's gonna, it can't cross.
Yeah,
So we can't lose. Like we just gonna do that all day.
I think the only other thing I would ask the commission is just like we got to do a better way of I would say funneling these college players into the NBA system, right? Because it's so many like players
Okay.
that get into the draft and they don't pan out to be nothing, right? So no matter if I'm not sure if expanding the draft to maybe 4 rounds would maybe solve that, or if you just have like a better funnel system over to the G League. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that
Okay, I see what you're talking about now.
So-
the one that don't get drafted.
So it's
Okay.
either like
Even if you do get drafted, like if you ain't
guaranteed a
on
spot
the NBA spot, like you should be developed.
Like what?
Oh, so you? Oh, you
Yeah,
say
yeah.
okay? I see.
So yeah, make your minor league system
Yeah.
better. Like yeah, because I remember I watched Ken Martin. He talked about that. He was like, brother, G League right now, it's just like it's supposed to be develop you, but now it's kind of like we throw you over there because you're not good enough to get up here. I'm like, it's like they treat it like a throwaway league instead of a developing league.
Yeah, damn, I'm right. So we got to do a better job of funneling those players from college over to the NBA.
Well, I can see that same thing for football.
You don't even have no.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The only one you can play like either Canada or you can play overseas.
Well, so
That's
they're
it.
trying right now with the
UFL
type thing or whatever, and a couple people getting called up for it. But
They tried twice with the AFX league and the UL league, but those leagues were just their own separate leagues. They wasn't for
but that was
development.
also during the what's name too. That was like the pandemic killed both of those things.
Oh yeah.
So like they had to come back and revamp that whole thing. But like I said, they got some people getting called up for it now.
It's slowly getting there over there in football. In basketball, we just got to be able to figure it out because in
Absolutely.
college ball, there's been so many hoopers that then came through that really like can hoop. And then now, granted, not everybody has the professional work ethic, so that's part of it. And then the other part of it too is just like a lot of these players, they don't have an opportunity to have like a veteran. As much as me and Tevin, we talked about Udonis Haslam. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is he still on the team and holding these roster spots? But it's like sometimes you need people like that. Like James Johnson is another one that for the Pacers. Like he's just another one. PJ Tucker for the Knicks. He's another one.
He's one.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a handful of dudes. You know what I'm saying? That I feel like veteran leadership is needed, and you can't just necessarily get all these veteran leadership things from the NBA Players Association because that meeting probably only happens like twice out of the year, twice out of the regular season because you're doing so much other stuff in between time. But that would be my thing, and of course, if I just have a third one, it would just be we need funnel system is number 2, but veteran leadership and having a veteran spot is number 3.
I mean, when I say you read my mind right at that moment, I was just about to ask, is there not like enough mentors or veterans coming out? But you hit it on the head there, bro.
Yeah, that's that one. So, fellas, we got 2 more things left before we go ahead and wrap this on up. first of all, what's going on with this Capo? Well, Jim Jones and Nas.
Jimmy.
Right? What's going on with this?
Boy.
Right here?
All right, so the thing that happened was it was a kid, 20-some-year-old kid. I think it was like 23. He had said that we don't really fuck with Nas like that. We're more of Jim Jones people. Like we're more raised on Jim Jones, right? And of course, saying something like that just sends the interwebs, shout out to B, send the interwebs up into a fucking flimsy, you know what I'm saying, a frenzy or whatever. And it's one of those things to where, if you know, you know, but if you're somebody who's my age, like you're not really offended by that, because I know who Nas is and I know what Nas did. I know who Jim Jones is and I know what Jim Jones did. There is no way in hell I'll ever say that Jim Jones is on the same level as Nas at all. But the thing that these people look at now, or these young kids look at now, is record sales. Like, all right, well, how many number ones does Jim Jones got? How many number ones does Nas got? How many record sales did he do first week and all this shit here, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, like, Jim Jones cannot rap better than Nas. I'm not trying to hear that or whatever, right? But Nas being Nas, somebody called Nas an old YN, and that shit makes so much fucking sense.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Jim Jones, I'm sorry. I called Jim Jones an old YN, and I'm like, holy shit, that shit makes so much fucking sense. Because what he wound up doing was taking that conversation and made it into like a trolling media thing, right? He went right on Jada and Fat Joe's podcast and sat up there and said, yeah, he can't fuck with me. He can't fuck with me. Like what we talking about here? What we talking about here? Now, again, they got like some old smoke from back like in 05 or whatever. And Jimmy is not a nigga that forget about shit or whatever. But Nas heard all of that and he put out a little post there too saying like, nigga, this some king shit. I'm about to worry about these motherfuckers. Like, you know what I'm saying? With a bunch of other legendary ass fucking niggas, you know? But like I said, for me, myself personally, I'm not upset when somebody younger make a comment like that, because like, I mean, what you don't know is what you don't know. And in media, when I saw that, I went back to the conversation we had with Marcus, shout out to Marcus, about the Luda and the 50 Cent shit. And I was like, bruh, what 50 was and who 50 is and what 50 did at that time, like, that's like his own little fucking thing. Luda ain't never had like a run like that or whatever. And the conversation that was had with me after the pod that people listened to, and they was just like, they just don't know because they wasn't outside for that moment.
Right.
Or whatever. Like that moment was what that moment was or whatever. So like young people, they can say these things, they can like their goats or who their goats are or whatever, but Jim Jones and Nas, like, nah, that'll never happen. But shout out to Nas for fucking shout out to Nas, shout out to Jim Jones for taking a moment and running with it. Like that shit led into him trolling Shannon Sharp. Like, him and Shannon Sharp was going at it, and Shannon Sharp was telling him like, bro, you ain't fucking with Nas, and he's just like, nigga, you can't outwork me in the gym or whatever. So now he on this ground doing pull-ups and shit, like, man, like this is some wild shit, bro. Like, shout out to Jim, man, but then shout out to Nas, but Jim ain't fucking with Nas though.
Fellas, what are your thoughts on this whole situation? Because I don't know anything.
I laughed at it, man. I laughed at it. It was pretty funny. I kind of enjoyed the banter back and forth. For one, it brought Jim back into the light. Gave him some time, some airtime. I respect that. I also am kind of a Jim Jones fan. I'm with the Dipset. I remember the Dipset run. I remember when I was in school. I'm listening to all this here and Cam and Joel's, Dipset, Hell Rail, shout out to them. I mean, I remember those times. So I like that Jim said it, but I also remember when Nas was just from ether on. like I remember those. Like, so I understand why he would say that in his own mind, that he feels that, look, at this time I was doing this. But in the reality, the bigger picture of it, like, look, man, Nas is still Nas, bro. Like, Nas still did his thing. He's still a legendary artist. He's a bar master. He's a lyricist. I mean, you have to give it to him. But I just think that Jim coming to the light, making something big out of nothing, and just showing that, look, man, I'm still here, making himself relevant, making himself more known. So it was just fun with me.
Tell me what you think.
Jim Jones can't rap with Nas. I mean, that's bottom line. That's the truth. And Jim Jones, he know that much. So like I think he took a trolling opportunity. He was like, let me just stir up some stuff, because he Jim Jones good for that. You know, I mean, remember him and Cameron just had their little thing a couple months ago.
Yeah,
right.
So he's good for stirring up some stuff. He might probably got a project finna drop or something, or just he about to be out. But Jim Jones be out, so
He be outside.
yeah, he be outside. So I can understand. Yeah, I understand why he said, "Man, I'm this and I'm that," because he be right now. He be out. He just be outside. Nah, he doing his whatever he be doing, just his chilling thing. But Jim be outside, so he talking stuff. Man, he made some hit records. Got a couple hit records. Got a platinum record with Ballin'. Got some other good stuff with Dipset and all that. But we all. But everybody knows he's good. But I ain't gonna lie, Jim, good, very good rapper. He got some real good songs. He can make a good song. But everybody know like Nas when it comes to lyrics and all that stuff. He's upper echelon. He's with it's only like about a select 5, maybe 5 to 8 people max that's up there that can sit in a room with him about at a certain level. But yeah, man, Jim just being him. He likes mixing up stuff a little bit.
That's definitely what it is. So I mean, I'm not really aware of the situation. Like I said, I've been off my Twitter timeline, so I ain't really seen much of it. The only thing that I saw is like this is probably where the Capo and Killer beef started from, and it was whenever they played that game of pickup. You know what I'm saying?
Just saying, bro.
So that's the only thing that I really saw. Now, fellas, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up with this one right here. Now I know a couple of you gentlemen in here, y'all are married. So I mean there may not be no limits to what you may or may not do in this situation.
Alright.
However,
I hear you.
where do you draw the line when it comes to tricking?
Back my tricking days, right?
Okay. I was about to ask.
Yeah, now I mean, of course, tricking. Now, if you do trick, because Marty's not. I don't know. We'll see what tricking is here.
I was told.
Like
I was
Wait,
told.
so who's getting the question first?
No, go ahead.
I was told by a man that I hold dear and close.
Your pops?
No, not him. Cause Dad got his own stuff. You know what I mean?
Iron Fist.
I mean, strong leg. That's Pop. You know what I mean?
You gotta tell that story in the confessional, bro.
Hey, okay, I'll do that. I will do that. Check out. Hey, y'all want that story? Come hit us up. Subscribe, share, like. Hit us up, and I'll share the story. But to get back to this, I was told by a man that I really, really hold dear to my heart. He told me, man, you ain't tricking if you got it. He said, if you can actually afford to do it, it don't hurt your pockets none.
That T-Pain shit?
No. No. This is before T-Pain.
Oh, I was like,
No, this is before T-Pain. This is actually my uncle. Okay, I ain't put no names out.
okay.
But it's actually my uncle.
All right.
So he was like, look, if you can afford to do it, it ain't hurting your pockets none. Depending on what you getting, what you doing,
Yeah.
you good.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You good. If you can afford to do it, let's just say $300.
Ooh.
Woo!
$300 to you is a lot, right?
Not to me.
$300 is a lot, right?
Nah, it ain't to me. It's not a lot to me.
So $300 is not a lot.
Mm-mm.
You can throw $300. You look unsure of yourself.
Okay, for this scenario, yes, it's a lot to me. For this scenario.
So in this scenario, right, $300 is not a lot.
Yeah. I know it is a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
So if you're not gonna throw $300 to like go out and eat, you're not gonna throw $300 to go out to a bar.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you afford $50?
Yeah.
Would you miss $50?
Not really.
That's tricky.
Well, what?
Because if you can spend it and not miss it, it's tricky. You know how many times you trick on dumb shit all the time?
All the time.
That's tricky.
That was the most mature version of tricking I've ever heard.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
If you can spend it and not miss it, that's tricky.
I said to my son, God damn it, that nigga might have got me.
Like, shit.
Hey, bro, and I had to think about it like this, right? I've tricked a lot. The problem is we don't call it tricking. If I can buy a meal, if I'm on a date and I can buy a meal for a chick, that meal might cost us both, what, $86?
I don't think that's tricking.
Mm-mm.
I think that's
But
just a
see,
date.
but what if you
Yeah.
get it afterwards?
I don't base it on that.
So if the conversation and everything, the conversation led to it, the meal was good, everything, and eventually, boom, it happened. What's tricking in that?
I don't think in that example.
But see, if that's not tricking, then what is?
I think tricking is niggas is out here buying women cars and you know what I'm saying, and like purses that are worth more than that it costs more than their rent.
Okay, so
I think that's
their rent or whose rent?
That woman's rent, because 9 times out of 10 she's asking for. She's gonna ask for brand X, and her rent is $600 a month.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying, or it might be a band. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so here's my problem. Here's my problem with this, right? If we talk to, and I've talked to a couple of millionaires. If you talk to a millionaire and ask them what they spend on frivolous shit, they'll tell you, well, I spent $100,000 on just, let's just say, white T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
How much is a car?
Depending on the car, about
Depending
40.
Okay, let me be more specific.
40 bands and
Yeah, about 40,000.
How much is a purse?
Depends on the person.
I mean, yeah, depending on the person.
$70,000 purse. Last my check was a big bag.
Hey,
It's that Birkin.
is that a luggage set? God
It's-
damn, Charlie. That's that Birkin.
That right there, if I spend $100,000 on white T-shirts, me spending $70 on something that, hey, she wants.
So like, where do you draw the line in tricking? That's the question.
No, it's like,
Are you paying for the fucking house? No, I'm not paying for the house.
No, you.
Oh, me? Nah,
Yeah.
this is hypothetical. This ain't-
No, what do you draw the line at
Where do
tricking?
you-
Okay,
You
so
talking about millionaires and shit. Why we sitting
So-
here?
Yeah, like-
so what I'm saying is, if you
I
can
made that
afford
mindset
it, if you
too.
can afford it, if you can afford to do it, then do it. If it doesn't hurt your pockets that much to do it, then do it. My question, the question is, what is it to me? Well, if it becomes too much of a burden to be like, you know what, this is you're not worth this, or you're not doing this, you're not doing nothing for it to get this, then that's enough.
Okay, tell me where you draw the line, tricking.
Where do I draw the line at tricking? I think it is when you break your character or your
I like that.
when you break your character or your morals to do something. Like if I don't spend X amount on something for somebody, but I know I don't want to do it, or I know this ain't me. If I go out of something I would normally do, if I go out of my character, like if I stand on this, but I do this just for you, that to me, now if I'm doing this to appease you, I'm tricking. If I'm just doing something, if I'm breaking something just to only appease you, but if I'm doing it because I think you're, like you said, like you worth it, or I want to do, I mean, I don't think that's tricking. But if I go out of my way to do something that I don't normally do and I don't want to do it, I think that's when it becomes tricking. If I don't spend $90 on whatever this is that you saying you want a phone case, and it's $90. I'm not doing that, dog. Like,
Dumbass.
like, why am I $90 on a phone case? Come on, bro. Like, we can. It got very other options. But just because you say you whining and crying and I really want, okay. Well, we'll buy it if you want it. But I'm not gonna buy it. Like, if I go out of my way to do that when I know that ain't what I want to do, and I don't do it, I feel like that's tricky.
I actually like that point.
TJ.
I like that point a lot because I know before I married my wife, boy, that woman can ask me for anything. She could have no matter what the fuck. There's some shit I ain't never heard of before, bags I ain't never heard of before, places I ain't never been, restaurants I ain't never been to, or nothing like that. Boom, hey, do this. Boom, I want to go here. I want this. Whatever. I was like, all right, man, okay. Fuck is this bullshit ass shit? What the fuck? I ain't never spent this much on a bag in my life. That's where I'm trying to get somewhere. There you go, boy. Purchase. Apple Pay purchase. That's it. So I definitely broke character life. But once I married that woman, that was a wrap. It was back to old regular old TJ.
Damn.
We back, baby.
Yeah.
I got what I wanted. Fuck me, you stuck with me. Like, she still get that bag every now and again, get that vacation paid for and all this. Like she just went on vacation. Like, and you know what I mean? It's, hey, here's some extra spending money for
There you go. That's
know
real,
what I'm saying?
But see,
Like,
that like that.
And then
That's
his wife,
that's the business. So
that's
that's what I'm about to say. Like, but is that considered like
I
somewhat
want
tricky?
That's
to say
not
it's
tricky.
tricky
Because
that's why.
because some people do look at things like that. It's just like they say that's more. You're paying for pussy more that way when you're married than when you are single.
But I'm married.
That's what I'm saying. But they got people
Yeah.
who look at it like that.
But those people are not married either.
It's people
Some of
that, it's people that we know that have spent X amount of dollars just to kick it with a chick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And knowing that Shorty wouldn't rock with them. You know what I'm saying?
Now, that's tricky.
That's tricky. That's tricky.
That's tricky. Okay,
I've
that's for
I've
sure
never
tricky.
flew anybody out ever. I've never done that.
Oops. Allegedly.
Yo.
But I
He saves you. He saves you. I was about to start firing off questions. So wait a minute.
But I know I've tricked. I bought a. I had it, but I didn't have it. I bought a chick a purse one time. I had it, but I didn't have it, and I bought her a purse. And she wasn't my girl. I bought her a purse. So I know I did that for sure on that.
I bought a vanity set before, but that was my old lady.
See, that kind of where it gets kind of.
That's where it gets tricky.
Yeah.
That's
On the tricking.
Hence
Tricky on the
the
tricky.
You know what I'm saying? That I've done the vanity set. I've done small furniture pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like vanity sets. Like
I paid
like-
rent
like
before.
chair.
I paid 8 chicks.
I'll pay a bill. I'll do like lashes or some shit
Yeah,
like that.
I
or-
did a rent.
I done bought bundles for a shorty before.
My girl, a girl that checked out my girl, I've done stuff like that before, but I know for sure that purse, I remember that purse. I tricked her.
Yeah.
It was 2006.
Hell was.
I ain't gonna put the year out because I ain't gonna put the year out because you know you can piece something together. I ain't gonna put the year. But yeah, I bought a purse one.
Gotta be careful because all this is
But yeah,
documented.
yeah. I just think if you just
On the interweb.
yeah, like if you're doing something just to get something.
Or somebody's
No,
attention.
yeah, or no matter what it is, you're doing
Special
something
attention?
just to get something. You're going out your way to do something just to get something.
That's true.
You probably trick.
I feel that. Well, yeah, that's I'm glad TJ. You know, I'm glad Tim is saving because I know TJ has a long list of questions.
Sure do.
And
Catch you on the confessionals.
that is definitely a professional conversation. So until next time, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. And we got it. Well, do we have anything in the comments?
The number one intern is out tonight.
Yeah, the number one intern. We definitely do miss you up here. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully all is well. Hope you know what I'm saying. Hopefully we will see you back next week.
Oh, just real quick, I
Anything
hate to
comments,
leave
Will?
on like a somber note here, man. RP to Evie, our little puppy. We had to put her to sleep on Sunday. Very hard on the family and everything like that.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah,
Rest in peace, Evie.
yeah. Cross that rainbow bridge and live peacefully. You are heavily missed.
Oh wow.
Man.
That sucks, Evie. But you know, Evie was a attention-seeking dog.
Yeah, she was a little thought.
Yeah,
she
you know
was a
what I'm
little
saying?
thought.
But you know, she was cool to me. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
very.
saying? But it is what it is. So Tevin, you got anything over there before we wrap it up?
No, y'all got me thinking about the trick and stuff. I think we have a conversation after that. I think I tricked a little bit more than that.
Hey,
one time.
if you want to hear this, catch the confessionals, man. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and come
Drop the
see us,
link
man.
soon.
Yeah, we coming with them.
Definitely. So until next time, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we out of here. Peace.
Tricky on tricky. It's crazy.
I'm trying to think, but I ain't gonna.